Numerous obstacles are currently preventing common deployment of UAM. They are fairly of regulatory nature rather than technological. There is lack of rules and standards, both on global and European level, assuring on the one side of safety and reliability of UAM operations and on the other side guaranteeing the appropriate level of public acceptance, integration and sustainability. In order to get a better overview on the current regulations and standards, an overall framework is studied in which the UAM deployment is expected to be implemented. This includes the impact of the regulations on the industry, operations and cities, but also defining trends to be used in appropriate scenarios. With this, bottlenecks in the current and/or proposed regulations and standards can be prevented. Next to this, a synthesis on the target level of safety is provided in order to propose a target level of safety for UAM. The main goal of this regulatory framework is to determine what regulations will exist in the future in relation to manned and unmanned freight and passenger transport over populated urban areas. This task will consist of 2 steps. The revision of key documents containing present and future regulations or standards concerning manned and unmanned freight and passenger transport over populated urban areas, and using this framework to determine a target level of safety, identifying the strongest factors and trends present in current regulatory approach. For the first step, reviewing key documents is of most importance. These documents come from main global regulatory organizations, EASA, ICAO, FAA, etc., but also from numerous advisory groups, organizations or agencies such as NASA, EuroCAI, CESAR-JU, and ISO International concerning approaches and visions related to regulation of different forms of UAM. When reviewing these regulatory documents, it is important to divide the information concerning UAM into several topics. This gives a better overview of the review and is a helping tool for the second step in order to identify the strongest factors and trends. The topics for this regulatory review are the following: risk assessment tools and safety models, aircraft required specifications, ground station requirements, airfield and helipad requirements, operations, airspace flexible management, environmental noise and emissions, communications, navigation and surveillance, roles and responsibilities. A clear distinction is made in current regulatory requirements for UAM with humans and/or dangerous goods on board, falling in the certified category, and those without, mostly falling in the specific category. Those in the certified category are regulated through a vast diversity of regulations and standards, all addressing specific parts of the operation, like the aircraft, the ground station, vertiport, operational aspects, etc., often with the need to demonstrate a defined minimum level of safety. The specific category, on the other hand, is regulated in an operational-centric manner, meaning that only one flight authorization is required. These build on risk assessments which are predefined or done by the applicant and addressed by the competent authority. Those are mostly assessed subjectively, as a minimum level of safety is not provided. Furthermore, the certified category targets at ensuring occupant and other airspace users' safety, while the specific category targets at ensuring safety to uninvolved persons and property on the ground and to other airspace users. From an industry perspective, these regulations impact the industry in the sense that there is still not a market for UAM that would require the constant certification of urban aircraft, and the technology is still advancing at a rapid and unpredictable pace. Nonetheless, momentum for the development of UAM solutions is rising due to the urgent necessity to alleviate the current transportation systems in the growing megacities of the world. Hence, companies and development teams for the urban aerial vehicles must look into the hazards and impacts of UAM transportation and accordingly develop their vehicles for a seamless certification and quick implementation of these solutions in urban space. From an operational perspective, it is clear that the present air traffic management shall evolve. integrating the UAM innovative solutions, concepts and traffic models by changing the existing rules, policies and procedures. This poses opportunities, yet requires scalable infrastructures and opportunities to balance new developments and their associated risks to an acceptable level. From a city perspective, a need is recognized and requested to incorporate the role of the cities and regions as one of the competent authorities in the governance of urban airspace. The involvement of local government units should not only pertain to environmental issues, but also protect the safety and privacy of residents, e.g. mass gatherings, construction process. Metropolitan associations will designate one or more airspace in controlled or uncontrolled airspace in which specific use-based services will be provided. The scope of the future regulation will be determined by, among others, the type of services offered, requirements for UAVs and UAV operators, the type of flight and operation, and environmental limitations. The developments identified in this report show a clear trend towards UAM technical and operational developments as well as further integration in city mobility concepts. Depending on the region, the first introductions are expected between 2025 and 2035. These are already being addressed in a wide variety of standardization development organizations. However, from the point of view of the effective integration of UAS in urban space, it is important that representatives of guideline development organizations, industry, agencies, and other important players are involved in the development of standards covering a wide range of issues.